What's up, guys? Today I have a very exciting guitar to show you guys. I'm actually really excited for this one. Out of all the guitars I review, I just review it, play it, maybe a couple weeks, couple months, and then eventually I sell it. That's like my thing. But very rarely there comes a guitar that I buy and that I actually really like, and I actually just want to keep it. And that's actually what happened right now. So in this video, I'm gonna review this guitar right here. This is the guitar I recently got as well, but this will get all the shine today. This is a 2000s or an early 2000, I don't know the exact date. I think it's like a 2001, 2002, 2003, around that range. Fender Jag-Stang. Designed by Cobain. I actually didn't even know this guitar existed. I went to a musician dude, like a retired musician, and he sold me like a bulk of his guitars, and this was one of the guitars that was included in the bundle. And I actually didn't care about this guitar at all. I just bought it because it was made in Japan, like it was kind of unique, so I was like, you know what, I'll probably buy it and play it around and then sell it again. I think I have to say that this is included in my main collection of guitars now. I only select a very handful of personal guitars that I keep in my collection. Like, even though I review several different types of guitars, in my collection there was only 4, but now there's a 5th one, and it's gonna be this guitar. Like, dude, this guitar, damn. So when I first got this guitar, like I said, my first reaction was, it just looks cool. It looks kind of like a Jazzmaster, like Mustang, Jaguar-ish type of body. Definitely doesn't look like a Strat. It doesn't look like a Telly. So, immediately I knew it would be a different guitar. And then he told me it was made in Japan, and it says crafted in Japan. So I was like, Japanese, late 90s, early 2000s Fender. I mean, it's a pretty quality instrument, it doesn't hurt to buy it. I just recently started seriously playing with this guitar, and by serious, I mean like an hour a day for, I say like maybe like 3-5 days. And dude, this guitar, I really like this guitar. So in terms of overall weight, it's pretty light. It's not a heavy guitar, but it's not too light. I would say this is like a 7 pounds. I think 7 pounds is a good weight. When I looked at the design of the body, I really didn't know what to expect, because it just looked really like, just doesn't look like a standard guitar body. It looks really funky. So, I was worried, or not worried, but I was like, if I play it, would it be like even balanced? Would it be comfortable? But dude, surprisingly, this guitar is very, very comfortable to play. In terms of how the body, looks and is designed, this does not look like a regular body design. But if you just put it here, it stays relatively balanced. It's a little bit leaning towards this way, but it's not as severe as like a Gibson SG, where if you put it here, the guitar just falls like that, because there's just so much weight on this side. Surprisingly, this has a very good balance to the guitar. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this guitar was the neck. I think this is a U neck, I think, and it's weird because I've only owned a couple of 80s to 90s made in Japan Fenders, and all of the made in Japan Fenders that I've played had a U-neck. So I don't know if a U-neck was like a Japanese thing, or like a Japanese Fender thing, or maybe I just happened to get the ones that were U-neck. I thought like a C-neck was most common, and I thought a U was not common at all, but this is a U, I'm pretty sure. It's a completely different feeling from a C. It's not a V. When you hold it, it's not like, oh, what's this thing in the middle? What's the sharp thing in the middle? You don't get any of that. It's just like just feels like a different neck that that it's not a C. So it has to be a U, I'm assuming. Very comfortable neck. It's like kind of short scale. I think it's 21 or 22 frets, but it doesn't feel like a same length as like a Strat. Still, it's like I consider it as like a semi-mini guitar type of feel. It's still very comfortable. It makes it really easy to play, because everything just feels like it's a little bit shrunk from a Strat. And I don't know if that's the case, but that's just the feeling that I get when I play this guitar. And the reason why this was solidified in my collection was just the sound of this guitar. I'm pretty sure the pickguard is not original because I've seen like other models of the same guitar, and the pickguard was white. What would you call this? Like a, you know, it's not like a solid red, but it's kind of like a, you know, fancy type of red, but it's that in white. The bridge pickup is obviously not original because he gave me the original pickups and the original was white. But the Duncan pickups, like, it sounds very good. It's similar sounding to a Jazzmaster, as in, you know, you get like this, it's hard to describe sounds, but it's like a hollow sounding thing. To give a good example, if you guys know the song I Was Wrong by Chris Stapleton, dude, go to YouTube, watch his live performance of that song, and he's playing a Jazzmaster, and it's like a similar hollowish sounding tone to that. That's actually the reason why I wanted this type of guitar, because of that song by Chris Stapleton. Yeah, I mean, I don't have an amp, so I can't really show you guys a tone, but dude, this sounds very, very good. It sounds very different from a Strat, from a Tele, from any other Fenders that I've played. Maybe that's why, you know, it's a Jag-Stang. It's not really like a common model, so maybe that sound is only related to this specific guitar. But regardless, very, very unique, interesting sounding guitar. In terms of build quality, very, very good quality, very high quality. This guitar does not feel cheap at all. The body has good weight. The quality of the neck is very good. I would put this on the same level as a USA Fender or a USA made Fender guitar. Tuner, very solid. When you turn the tuners, you know, it doesn't feel cheap. You can actually, it feels like you're, you know, turning like a quality piece of metal, like a heavy piece of metal, which it is. The only cheap thing that I kind of get the feeling is the bridge, because this part is plastic. Actually, I don't know if this is original or if this is aftermarket, but you know, in terms of like staying in tune and stuff like that is fine, but just from like a aesthetic view, like an aesthetic perspective, like if I look at the guitar, it's all like metal and like shiny, and then, you know, there's like black plastic. Like for the bridge, you know, like the knobs have better plastic than the bridge, but that's not really a big deal. This, I don't really understand how to do it yet. They don't have a selector switch. They have like these up down switch things, and I don't know how it actually exactly works, but I know for some configurations it like just completely cuts the sound. You know, I've seen some like online reviews of these style guitars, and some people use the phrase like phase in, phase out. Like, I have no idea what that means. I think that the phase feature is also part of this guitar, but I don't know like what you gotta do to be phase. And I don't even know what phase sounds like. You know, I'm still getting used to how this works, but dude, just from like a sound perspective and like overall guitar quality, like, this is a very well made guitar. Like I said, I didn't even know this guitar existed, but Kurt Cobain, like, I'm not even a big Kurt Cobain fan either. I only know like he was part of like Nirvana, and like that's all I know. But hey man, like, if this dude designed the guitar, like, some people call him a genius and stuff. I mean, very surprising. Like, I don't know anything about this dude, and I don't even know anything about these type of guitars, like the Jazzmaster, the Mustang, the Jaguar. I don't know anything about those Fenders, but I'm very impressed. Like, because of this guitar, my next guitar, I kind of want to buy a Jazzmaster now, like a actual like official Jazzmaster. And I was never interested in Jazzmasters, ever. I was like strictly Strat, strictly Tele, but because of this guitar, I am like gaining interest in the other Fenders as well. So consider this as a gateway drug of Fenders for other model Fenders for me. Overall rating, I'd put this a 9 out of 10. It's pretty high. That's the same level that I put my 81 Walnut Strat, even though the Walnut Strat is much more expensive and much, you know, overall better build quality and like higher end. Just like for this specific type of guitar, dude, this is like I really enjoy this guitar. Very underrated in my opinion. If you guys see this around, I suggest you to buy it. I don't know if it was just for my specific model or if it's this model in general, but this specific guitar that I'm holding right now in my hands, dude, it sounds hella fucking good.